500 billion naira demand. Prepare for worst for scarcity. Ipman tells Nigerians. Welcome to the news and please subscribe to our channel. As stakeholders promise 6 million liters of aviation fuel, the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Ipman, has asked Nigerians to prepare for the worst fuel crisis unless the federal government prevail on the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, to pay its members their outstanding bridging claims amounting to over 500 billion naira. The Ipman chairman in Kano State, Bashir Danmalam, made the remark while addressing a news conference in Kano on yesterday. This is as stakeholders yesterday agreed to make available 6 million liters of jet fuel by the intervention of the CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele at the rate of 480 naira to the operators. At a meeting presided over by the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, had in attendance the President of the Airline Operators Association, Alhaji Abdulmanaf Yunusa, its Vice Barrister Ellen Onyema, Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, Mele Kyari, and the Central Bank Governor, Godwin Emefiele, among other stakeholders in the aviation industry. However, the Ipman chairman said the failure of the NMDPRA to pay the bridging claims, otherwise known as transportation claim, had forced many of its members out of business as they could not transport the commodity due to the high cost of diesel. He lamented the non-payment of the claims by the agency for over 8 months had crippled the business of many of their members as they could not transport the commodity even though it is available. NMDPRA is responsible for the payment of bridging claims, otherwise known as transportation claims. Failure of the NMDPRA to pay the outstanding claims for about 9 months, many marketers cannot transport the products because their funds are not being paid. Despite the high price of diesel, they managed to supply the petroleum products nationwide. The resolving of 4 queues in Abuja is just the tip of the iceberg with regard to the petroleum scarcity. Out of 100%, only 5% of the marketers can supply the petroleum products because of the failure of NMDPRA to pay them. He noted that since after the amalgamation of DPR, PEF and PPRA to NMDPRA, the agency had paid them only 2 times. Danmalam therefore called on the federal government to intervene before the situation degenerated into a serious problem for crisis and spread to other parts of the country. As leaders, we have come out to say the truth because our members are suffering from the failure of the agency to pay the fund. This Petroleum Equalization Fund is our own money we contribute to each liter. This agency is doing more harm than good to us, Danmalam said. He said Nigerians should not blame the members for the fuel scarcity, but rather should blame NMDPRA. We are not agitating for a transportation fee increase, we are only clamoring for payment of our bridging claims that is over 500 billion naira, he added. Meanwhile, after the heated meeting that lasted almost 3 hours in the National Assembly, it was resolved that shutting down of service should not just be suspended but completely called off. This followed the resolution that as a short-term measure to address the challenge, the airline operator should select 3 marketers which the NNPC would work with to supply jet fuel at a comfortable price for them in the next 3 months. As a long-term measure, they resolved the operators begin the process of application for their license to import jet fuel directly for their operations. The Speaker, however, stressed that in the process of application for license, the relevant authority should as much as possible grant waivers that would not touch on the security and safety of the process. The House Committee Chairman on Aviation and Downstream were mandated to follow up the process. Bajamiamala said, shutting down airline operations has the potential of shutting down the government. Hence, they need to address the matter once and for all. But Kyari said that there was an agreement to sell the product at the rate of 500 Naira for 3 days, pending when a pricing formula would be arrived at. We agreed that we make the marketers sell the product to them at 500 Naira for 3 days, pending the day they will sit down and agree on this pricing formula. I confirm that between us, them and downstream authority, they had sat down and engaged and agreed on a pricing structure. Needless to say, there is no fixed price. This is a deregulated product. So you cannot hold on to any price. And indeed, what you have seen in the media is 700 Naira reference point. It cannot be a reference point. It depends on the market condition. It can be higher than 700 Naira depending on the market. This market shifts. As we speak, it is closely related to the price of crude oil. There is no way the oil matters. I am speaking for them now. If you owe me 1 billion Naira, I will not give you credit. No one will do this. There are limits to credit. It is an understanding between customers. Okay, on this note, we have come to the end of our news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come here next time, enjoy the rest of your day.